Yep, you already know what it is. You already know what it is. Because if it ain't what it ain't, then it is what it is. And it's going to be what it's always going to be. Um, I know that I'm like most definitely a few days late, but guess what? It is what it is. Like I said before, um, I said I was going to do them every week. And then I realized like how busy a motherfucker be. Sometimes I just don't got time to be doing them every week. But I'm gonna try to. Like that's the goal. So, anyways, I think the topic that I want to do today is probably time. I feel like it's such an undervalued concept in not even just my generation, like in a lot of people's generations ahead of me, and I feel like generations below me is definitely something that's not valued the way that it should be. I know, like me personally, I take my time very personally. You can play with a lot of things of mine. I don't really care. You can take whatever I have, because I always get it back. But if you take my time, that's when I really start to get agitated because I value it so much, and I watch a lot of podcasts and read a lot of different books and stuff in my free time, when I have free time, which is like never. But when I do be watching them, like I hear so many things, like a lot of people don't value their time the way that they should, maybe thinking like, oh, because I'm young, like I got time, I'll figure it out. Or I'm too old to do certain things, I don't have time for it anymore. And like, granted, yeah, there's some stuff some old people can't do, but like it's all about like putting in that work and getting into a place where like you understand how valuable your time is. Because like I know, like I watch podcasts where people say, like if you were given $1 million but you had to die tomorrow, would you take the $1 million? No, you wouldn't. Well, I mean, some people might, but it's like a slim to none chance. Like the ratio on that is a lot lower than it would be higher because time is so valuable. Like when I feel like me personally, like when my time is getting wasted, that's when I really, really start to get agitated. And like I said that before, and the reason why that is because like, granted, I don't post like everything that I do. Like there's a lot of stuff that's not being seen, like under under the scenes. You know what I mean? Because I don't find it necessary to to flex or to brag or to boast. Like I don't have shit. I have what I need for the most part. Obviously, there's certain shit that like I wish I had. Um, but at the moment it's not a necessity, right? Because like I have the time right now to put in that work. So if I veer off and get distracted, then that's when I start getting aggravated because then I put it on myself, like that's my problem. It's not anybody else's problem to fix like situations I created from thinking like, oh, I have more time than I actually do. Everyone wakes up at the same 24 hours in a day. It all matters what you choose to do with those 24 hours. And like recently, I haven't really been in the mood to be making a podcast because like there's just been some shit going on where I've just been getting frustrated, discontent, spiritually unfit, and like people who are close to me know that's not who I am. Like for the past year and a half, like I've never been that type of person to get mad about stupid irrelevant things that have nothing to do with like my reality, my future, and none of that shit. But for some odd reason, like I find myself in a place where I'm like dishing out energy to certain situations and stuff like that. Um, which don't get me wrong, I don't mind doing it until I feel like, fuck man, like I've been wasting time after time, and then I put it on myself, I stress myself, I'll overwork myself, I'll have long nights where I don't go to bed until till it's pretty much the next day, and I wake up 5, 6, 4 o'clock in the morning and do it all over again because I subtracted all these things thinking I had more time and I'd be able to manage it. And most of the time, like I am, until it gets into a place where you have so many unmanageable situations that you start to get this feeling of like, what do I do, you know? And that's when I find the need to reach out to people who are smarter than me, wiser than me. It doesn't really matter, you know, getting it off my chest, which was like something that I was very afraid of doing before. Like I wouldn't want to tell certain people certain things because of the way they may look at me. Like now, I don't care how you look at me. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, you know, and I'm okay with that. I don't care because like I I know what I bring to the table, right? Like I'm an asset. If you have me on your team today, I'm an asset. I'm not a liability. I always push myself to grow and prosper because I don't have time to sit back and think like, oh yeah, like, you know, cause my age, you know, I could go clubbing and, you know, have fun and this and that. Dude, like really, I don't find the need. I don't find it necessary to go and do things like that because it doesn't provide me any sort of satisfaction. It doesn't provide me anything besides more time wasted that I don't already have. And I know a lot of people are probably gonna watch this and be like, "What is he talking about? Like time that he doesn't have? He's so young." Oh, like I might be young, but I had to mature early from all those situations and things that I went through and put myself through at that. You know, because like not everything that I did was a cause of somebody else. You know, because like I would always play victim and like be like, "Oh, if my life wasn't this way and this didn't happen this way, I wouldn't be in the position where I am." I don't even care about that no more. Cause half the time, like I put myself in those positions, thinking like, "Oh, I have time. You know, I'm having fun. I'm just being a kid being a kid," and most of the time when I was like being that kid, like I wasn't doing normal stuff that kids my age was doing, but I didn't see it that way because I was always around older people who were always walking in the wrong direction. I like, there's my stupid ass walking towards them like an idiot. And like now, when I give myself that time, I can really sit back and just look at like what is going on around me. You know, it's I'm not obligated to do anything for anybody. If I do something for somebody, it's because I genuinely want to. I'm not obligated to do anything for anybody. And it might sound selfish, but like the most important person in your life will be yourself because if you don't have yourself, you cannot make it anywhere. And that's a concept that I've been struggling with in these past couple weeks and months, like thinking like, not that I'm not good enough, but like I'm not going hard enough. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this right, and it's a constant like brain fuck where I think like I'm wasting so much time, but I'm really not. Like I'm just trying to divide it into separate sections and then manage it over here, manage it over there, manage it back there, manage it like, and it all becomes very disoriented and it makes me frustrated because I spend a lot of time trying to fix and like I start to give a piece of myself away to everybody else and like I don't realize it until it's too late where I get myself into a state of like spiritual discontent or I'm not I have no serenity and those are things that I value very highly because like I know exactly what it feels like to have nothing. I know what it feels like to feel like you're not a part of something or that you're not valued or anything like that that has to do with with that sort of situation because I would just give and give and give until like I have nothing left, you know, like I'm pouring out of an empty cup. I have to replenish that cup, you know what dude, what the fuck? But like I have to replenish that cup or else I can't continue to give, you know, I start giving pieces of the cup away and like it's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for anybody else because I'll get to a place where like I'm not okay with me because of me devoting time into different situations and it's not like specific situations, it just like happens to be like a bunch of unmanageable situations at once and they keep growing and growing and growing and growing and then another one pops up over there and then there's another one and I'm like flustered, right? I don't know what to do. That's when I have to take a step back and reassess like I put myself in that position, like wholeheartedly. Like I acknowledge that I put myself in positions. Sometimes it's not my fault. Like granted, like yeah, when I'm in the wrong, I'll always say like, yeah, bro, like I fucked up. You know what I mean? But when it's not my fault, but it's something I can maybe fix or just try to manage for that time being. Like that's something that I'm going to do. Like I said, until it gets me into a place where I'm like everything becomes unmanageable and I'm like scrambling like all the time, and it's not safe. For me, it's not safe for anybody else because like I have terrible habits of like the old me coming in and I lash out. Like I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be around anybody. I get very irritated quickly, and that's why I have to take time out of my schedule to do stuff like this because this is what helps calm me and my nerves. Like obviously, there's a lot of other things that help me, like whether it be fighting or going to the gym or helping somebody else that's in a worse position than I am, or even listening to somebody or whatever the case may be. It doesn't really matter. Like I try to put my foot down and get out there, because like I found that like me sitting and being all depressed and like why did I do all these things, and it doesn't help me. It doesn't help anybody else around me. Like I'm hurting myself because I don't give myself that time. You know what I mean? Like I do not give myself the respect, and I say that and I use the word respect because I have to respect myself and who I am. I have to be able to love who I am, to do what I need to do to be able to help anybody else. And if I use all this time into everything besides Anthony, Anthony's not going to be okay. So like that's why I wanted to get this message out there because like it may sound selfish, but like at the end of the day, you are the most important person in your life, and you always will be. Obviously, there's important people around you everywhere you go, people that you meet, people that you've known for years. It doesn't really matter because you can continue to give and give and give and give or take and take and take. But like if you're not okay with who you the fuck are, then you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to be able to help. You're going to be, like I said, a liability instead of an asset. And that's like not what I am today. From like, and you can ask a lot of people who know me personally on like a face-to-face basis will see me regularly now compared to like before Griffin died. Like people know who I am and what I do. Like I said, like I don't have to to post all over social media to like know that like work is being done like day in day out. And like I don't say this as a brag, I say it because like me in my personal experience, I will overwork myself because I don't give myself the time. And that's why I feel like it's so valuable because yeah, like I could waste it on stupid stuff like clubbing and partying and this and fires and whatever the case may be. But I had to mature early. Like a, I'm grown now. Like I have real responsibilities, and I'm not saying this like people don't got real responsibilities because a lot of people do. A lot of people my age do. Like everyone grows up differently and has different situations, and I'm not like knocking anybody's hustle or flow like that. Like I just know like for me personally, like I have shit I have to attend to on a day-to-day basis, and when I start dishing stuff out in different angles, and I'm not watching out for Anthony, I become that person where I'm not useful to anybody because I give and give and give until I have nothing left to give besides pieces of myself, and it becomes very unhealthy for me and the people around me because like there's one thing that I feel like really interprets the like amount or weight of that time holds is seeing what you could do if you started to put in that work now. Because it doesn't matter if you're 35, 45, 55, you want to start a business, you still can. You got to put in that time. You have to do what needs to be done. And not have these excuses. Oh, I didn't get enough sleep. Oh, it's a shitty day out today. Oh, da 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 da. Oh, work's been hard and this. It's not fair to yourself to put all these complaints out there. Like I'm not really one. Like I get aggravated at stuff, but I don't really complain. Like I might be pissed off and like, yo, this is not it right now. Like I need to, but like I'm for some reason like I'm like a problem solver. Like I'm not like this shit sucks. Like oh I don't want to do this. No, dude, I have to figure out a way to make my situation better because if I continue to wallow and like it's so bad. What? It's not gonna get me anywhere. It's not gonna get the situation anywhere. It's gonna make things worse, probably, most likely, 9 out of 10 times. And it's really not the way to do things. So, like, I learned from a very young age how to waste time, right? Wasted so much time, and that's why like I value it so much today because I wasted so much time like not really caring about nothing. And now that I like found out who I am, what I like, a career that I want to build my life into, and like being around all these people that will continue to put me in my place because that's what I need sometimes. Because like, granted, dude, like I mess around, yeah, but like when we're talking about my career or jobs or life in general, anything like I take that shit personally. Um, I don't joke around about stuff like that because it's real. Like you only, and it's funny and cliche. Like you only have one life. You do, so you really have to. It's on you to make what you want to make out of it. It's not on Tim, Joe, Bob, and Becky. Like it's on. It's on you, yourself, and I. Obviously, you can get help from people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like asking for help. Like I know a lot of people struggle with that, or like talking to people, or anything like that. Like a lot of people see it as a sign of weakness. It's really not a sign of weakness. It's actually a strength to be able to go out and ask because that's one of the most difficult things people have a problem with doing. It's so much easier to just to bottle it inside until you blow up. It's easier for you, but it's harder for everyone around you because they sit there and they watch you go into this deep dark spiral, knowing there's nothing they can do to help you get out of it because you won't let them. And that just goes for like people in general because I've watched like multiple of like my friends do it, and like I'm one of the most like judgment free, down to earth type of people. Like you could tell me anything and it's not gonna make me think a different way about you. Um, because for some reason in my mind, like I know what it feels like. I might not have been through the situation that you've been through or anything like that, but I've shared the pain that you felt on the inside. Whether it be any sort of situation, like it doesn't have to be something that I've been through, but I feel like I felt every pain there is to be felt, like, and it's crazy too, because like now, like, I don't even cry no more, really. Like, I get frustrated. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to talk to people. And I truly feel like the next time I cry, it's going to be tears of joy. You know what I mean? Because I work so hard to build my foundation right now and continue to prosper. Like, I don't have time to take on like short term temporary fun for long term satisfaction. Like I got stuff I gotta do. I got a life I gotta create, because I don't have anybody else that's gonna create it for me. It's on Anthony to create what he wants out of his life. And like with that being said, it's not fair for me either to put that on anybody else. Because like realizing like how much I value my time, it's not fair for me to say like cut people out or do the most for somebody and then just be like you're wasting my time. Like I always give people the benefit of the doubt. because they ain't done nothing to me until you show your true colors. And I've been having a lot of that problem recently of like people like your homies ain't your homies, like and it's crazy too because like you see people like yeah, like there's definitely times where like I was in a rough spot and no one was there to help me. Like there's a select like a handful of people who had my back, but like now that I'm moving up because I spent so much time working on me, my mental, my everything physical. Granted, I'm not in the best shape ever, but that's besides the fact. Like I know what the fuck I'm talking about for the most part, because it's my fucking career. But anyways, like I don't even know why I said that. That was so irrelevant. But like now that people see me going up and up and up and up, and then like I have like a little notch, you know, like everybody life on life's terms, but like for the most part, and then like um, people start doing weird shit. You know what I mean? Like they do weird people shit because like they see like and they see oh like he's doing good for himself. You know I'm proud of him. Let me borrow some money. Never pay me back. I like yeah no that's cool nigga. I don't really like I don't give a fuck about money. Could care less about that. It comes and goes. Don't fucking waste my time. Please do not. Like and it's getting to a point where like people are starting to take my kindness for weakness because I'm always there. I'm always willing to help where I can. You know even if I can't. You know like even if it doesn't really matter what the situation is. Like I will try to do my best. Like if you're on my team, I will go to the end of the earth for you. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing. I don't care about none of that. And it gets to a point where like people start taking my kindness for weakness, thinking like, oh, this kid's like, this kid's really a sucker. No, the thing is like, when Griffin died, I thought like it didn't matter how much good I could do, it's never gonna overpower like all the bad stuff that I've done in my life. That doesn't even matter. That's so irrelevant because now he's gone. I gotta move on. Like the past is the past. It is what it is, and it's all there's ever gonna be. You know what I mean? I have to keep moving on, and you know, for me thinking that way, like oh, I was so bad, like I'm never gonna be good. So like, I started like just trying to be a good person. You know, it costs nothing to be a good person. It costs nothing to not have a reaction when people do you wrong, um, and that's something that I had to learn like by myself, like because I was always so hot headed and like ready to like set the world on fire, and like today I'm not like that. But recently, like over the past couple of weeks, like I was getting to a point where like I wasn't ready to set the world on fire, but I was ready to prove my fucking point. Like, and that's not cool. That's not something that I need to be doing because it's not gonna affect me in any type of way. Besides, cause probably more harm to me and the people around me because like I be feeling guilty now. Like if I do something wrong, like it doesn't feel right because I'm always trying to do the next right thing, and like it just it's not a good way to live anymore. Even when I was living, like it's not a good way to live. It was mainly like I wanted people to fear me and like this and that, and like that's so corny now that I think about it. Like I don't care if you fear me, you like me, you love me, you hate me. It doesn't really matter to me because like if you're on my team, I got you. If you hating, I'm gonna show you why you should be hating because that's just who I am. If you don't like me, I don't know what to tell you, man. You clearly don't know me. I'm not like a people person, but like if you get to know me, you genuinely fuck with me, and that's literally like all it's ever gonna be. I stay in my own lane. I do what needs to be done, and I show up. I'm a man my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If I commit to something, I commit wholeheartedly. I don't half-ass nothing, cause it's not worth my time. If I have to do something and it needs to get done, it's gonna get done. With that being said, it's going on 25 minutes. Probably got a little heated. This needed to come out. If it helps somebody, I'm happy for you, man. Keep listening, cause I got some more. I still want to get more people on. If you like have a suggestion or anything like a topic that you want me to cover, that like you it doesn't really matter. Holler at your boy. I don't care. But for the most part, man, like Worry about you. Figure out how much your time is worth, and you'll start to really see what's benefiting you, what's pulling you down, everything. Just take a little step back. You know what I mean? Take a step back and get it done. That's all I can say.